My strategy gives me consistent days like this, and this. Today I'm not only going to show you exactly how it works, but we're going to backtest an entire month together, so you get it right every single time. Alright, so straight into the backtesting. The goal of this video is for you to be able to walk away with a proven system that not only works, but has given me consistent results over months and years. But not only that, you can trade this strategy at any given market, whether it's futures, forex, or crypto, it will work. Now, and that leads us to step 1. Identify the daily direction. Before we come into the market, we need a direction for the upcoming day. Because if you're not doing this step, then you're basically trading blindly and you don't really know what the chart is going to go for that day. Remember, we are day traders and not swing traders. So firstly, what I want you to do is go into the daily chart and mark out the previous day high and the previous day low. And from here on, I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Are we going for the previous day high or low? Now, if the answer is I don't know, then you probably shouldn't take a trade anyways. However, if you know where we are going to go, then you definitely can take a trade. Now, in this example, it's already very clear that we'll most likely go for the previous day high and not for the low, simply because we have already established movement onto the upside and we are just so close onto it. Now, the next step is going to be mark out key levels, because if you're not adding confluences to your trades, then basically you're trading one simple concept and most likely that is not going to be enough. So what I want you to do is go into the hourly chart, as you can see on the top left of your screen. And now every single candlestick is representing 1 hour worth of price action. Now what I can already spot is that we have relative equal highs. Relative equal highs are basically when you have two swing highs such as this one and every of the upcoming swing highs that are relatively equal close to each other. That is suggesting to us that there's a bunch of liquidity up here and we need to go higher. Now sure, you can also just trade the previous day high, but this simple concept alone will increase your win rate and overall return on investment. Which leads us to step 3, which is going to be our entry. So what I want you to do is set a market order and your take profit is going to be approximately to the relative equal highs that we have identified. And your stop loss is most likely going to be 40 to 50 pips. So let's just let that play out. And it went into our take profit. Now we have made around 800 bucks just from that trade alone. Pretty good if you ask me. So here's another trade. So onto step 1, identify the daily direction. And what question do you want to ask yourself? Are we going for the previous day high or for the previous day low? Now in this case, it's pretty safe to say that we will go on to the previous day high. So I'm going to mark it out. And so the next step is going to be identify key levels. Now, can we spot relative equal highs? Yes, we can. We have one swing high in here and another one in here, resulting in relative equal highs. Therefore, we need to go higher because there is a bunch of liquidity trapped right over here, which leads us to the entry. Now, I want you to market order, and as always, you want to target the relative equal highs or the previous day high, and your stop loss is going to be approximately 30 to 40 pips. Now, once you have set your market order, you just want the trade to play out. And as you can see, that's another take profit. Now, this trade alone has made us over 1,000 bucks. And as you can see, we did not really do much onto the market. We identified the daily direction, we identified if we have key levels, and that is basically all that you need for the strategy. There's more to the strategy that will bring you way farther. Now look, the strategy works like a charm, but you can even take it a step further and make the strategy even better. The way to do that is by identifying already established movement onto the chart. As you can see, we have a very large candle onto the upside. This is indicating to us that we most likely will continue our buys onto the upside. So most likely we can even expect this high to be taken out. However, you don't want to take it to the extreme levels, you only want to catch small moves over time. So once again, we're going to ask ourselves, are we going for the previous day high or low? Now in this case, it's once again, we want to go for the previous day high and not for the low, simply because we are just very far away and therefore we might as well just go higher instead of lower. So once again, we go onto the hourly chart and want to identify key levels on why the price should go higher. Now what I can already spot right from the start is that this candle is likely not going to be taken out anytime soon. In the future, it might as well go higher and then lower at some point, but right now, we want to trade onto the upside because the bias is going long. So that will greatly increase our risk to reward and that will yield more profits over time. So we're just going to set up a market order and let the market do its work. Now as you can see, it's another take profit hit. Now of course we took an aggressive entry, however you have to stay patient and stick to the analysis and not get stressed out. Even if your trade barely hits your stop loss, that is still okay. The win rate of the strategy is so high which I will show you in the end of this video, that is completely normal that you will also get into a drawdown. So far we have made over 4,000 bucks trading this easy and stupidly simple strategy. And here's the thing, you have to repeat the same things at the same time every single day in order to become a profitable trader. That is why repetition is so important, which is why we're going to do one more until I'm going to show you the results of the strategy. So once again, we go onto the daily chart and identify the direction for the day. Now, are we going for the previous day high or for the previous day low? As you can see, we have already established big movement onto the upside. So where are we more likely to go, onto the upside or downside? Now of course, every single trend has an end. However, in this case, since we are still trading bullish, we might as well just trade with the trend instead of trading against it. So as usual, we are going to mark out key levels, and as you can see, the previous day high aligns perfectly with our already existing relative equal highs. Now this combination of confluences ensures even better results, because now we have two things aligning perfectly with each other. So we have done the analysis beforehand, so we're already going to enter the trade. So what I would like you to do as always, enter with a market order, and your stop loss is going to be around 30 to 50 pips. Now this is going to be depend on the pair. If you want more info on that, join the Discord in the description down below. And our take profit is going to be roughly at the relative equal highs and also the previous day high. So we're just going to let the market do its thing. And as you can see, that's another take profit hit. Now of course you will also go into a drawdown phase with this kind of strategy. You will not have a strategy that straight up goes into a take profit, and that is very normal. But you have to endure these kinds of periods where you're going into a drawdown. It is very important, because only that way you will stay resistant and not fight the market with your psychology. Because if you remove the trade for a while and see, we have created even more relative equal highs in here and in here, which is further suggesting that this trade has even become higher quality after just trading around for a while. And as you can see, these are the results of the strategy. We have not even traded for an entire month, and we have made more than $5,000 trading this easy strategy. Now chances are you already have proven strategies that were working, but you lack the right guidance in order to become a profitable trader, which is why I created my mentorship. If you want more info to that, it's the first link in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next one.